Kicker completely redesigned their entire line of CS speakers for 2016. The overhaul is mostly cosmetic, but these speakers are serious upgrades to factory speakers. Kicker boasts that the CS line delivers remarkable performance and clean bass while also providing great value and affordability. Before we get into the line, let's talk a little bit about the benefits of putting aftermarket speakers in your car and whether or not they're worth it. The fact of the matter is that most factory speakers are garbage. They're usually cheap, undersized, and limit the musical experience of anyone listening. Unfortunately, a lot of people are okay with never upgrading their speakers, mostly because they get used to the sound of their speakers. For example, when you first buy a car, the speakers are brand new. They'll actually sound pretty good. The salesman will tell you to crank it up at the dealership when you're test driving the car, and like an idiot, you'll go, "Oh yeah, these sound pretty loud." You'll sign the lease and he'll laugh at you as you drive away thinking, "What an idiot, those speakers freaking suck." Since factory speakers are so poorly designed and built with tissue paper, scotch tape, and hopes and dreams, they'll degrade quickly over time. Factors like hot and cold weather take their effect, the cones deteriorate, and I'm pretty sure plenty of you have blown factory speakers. Take a look at Lorenzo's reaction to the factory speakers in my 2016 Corolla that we just replaced. This car is brand new.
So here you can see how bad a stock speaker really is. The driver actually inside of the 6x9 housing actually looks to be about a 6 3/4, maybe a 7. But you can see it's got virtually no magnet structure, paper cone, treated fabrics around. It's pretty bad.
Unfortunately, the average person may not hear this gradual decline over time in quality because they've trained their ears to think it still sounds good as the speakers get worse. But for those of us that have been enlightened by the bass gods, we know that factory speakers are whack and we need more. Just like our girlfriends when they ask, "What are we?" Purchasing aftermarket speakers is one of the best ways to improve your car's sound system. They'll provide you with brighter highs and beefier lows. I also guarantee you'll hear details in your favorite music that you've never heard before. And besides improved sound, something equally important that aftermarket speakers provide is longevity. Most vehicle manufacturers don't put too much thought into audio systems of the majority of their vehicles, but car audio manufacturers like Kicker make a difference with their commitment to pushing the envelope with their speakers, subs, and amps by creating them with superior design and materials. And that's where we get back to the CS speakers. The CS line offers 3 types of speakers to purchase: coaxials, components, and tweeters. All CS coaxials utilize a heavy-duty motor magnet structure with Kicker's EVC, extended voice coil, for even deeper lows. Their polypropylene cones and ribbed UV-treated surrounds work together for excellent reliability and precise acoustic control. All CS speakers have an impedance of 4 ohms. The line starts with the 3.5-inch two-way 43 CSC 354s. These tiny speakers are made up of a 3.5-inch woofer and a 1/2-inch integrated balanced dome tweeter. The tweeter features a neodymium magnet. These 3.5-inch speakers produce a maximum peak output of 90 watts and an RMS of 30 watts. Next up are the 4-inch two-way 43 CSC 44s. These speakers are slightly bigger and are the first in the line to come with speaker grills. They're made up of a 4-inch woofer and the identical tweeter. Don't let their size fool you though, these 4-inch speakers produce a maximum peak output of 150 watts and an RMS of 50 watts. The 43 CSC 44s have a mounting depth of 1 13/16 inches and a mounting hole diameter of 3 3/4 inches and 0 tweeter protrusion. They have a frequency response of 60 to 20,000 hertz and a sensitivity of 88 decibels at 1 watt at 1 meter. Alright, let's mix it up a bit and check out the 4x6-inch two-way 43 CSC 464s. These speakers are shaped differently from most circular speakers because they are used in the rear or front deck of your vehicle. The 4x6-inch woofer surrounds the same 1/2-inch tweeter as before, but what's interesting is the multiple screw holes on the steel framework. This helps the installation process, giving you multiple diverse mounting points. These 4x6 speakers produce a maximum peak output of 150 watts and an RMS of 50 watts. They have a mounting depth of 1 11/16 inches, 0 tweeter protrusion, and a mounting hole diameter of 4x6. They do not come with grills though. They have a frequency response of 50 to 20,000 hertz and a sensitivity of 88 decibels at 1 watt at 1 meter. Alright, let's get circular again and check out the 5 1/4-inch two-way 43 CSC 54s. They do come with grills and are composed of a 5¼ inch woofer and the same 1/2 inch tweeter. They take a step up in power, producing a maximum peak output of 225 watts and an RMS of 75 watts. These speakers have a mounting depth of 1¾ inches, 0 tweeter protrusion, and a mounting hole diameter of 4½ inches. They have a frequency response of 45 to 20,000 Hz and a sensitivity of 90 decibels at 1 watt at 1 meter. Next up are the 6½ inch two-way 43 CSC 65 4s. 6½ inch speakers are probably the most commonly used speaker size in most cars, so these will fit a lot of vehicles perfectly. Grills, yes. They're made up of a 6½ inch woofer and the 1/2 inch tweeter. They're surprisingly powerful, producing a maximum peak output of 300 watts and a recommended RMS of 100 watts. The 6½ inches have a mounting depth of 1 11/16 inches, 0 tweeter protrusion, and a mounting hole diameter of 4 13/16 inches. They have a frequency response of 40 to 20,000 Hz and a sensitivity of 90 decibels at 1 watt at 1 meter. Stepping it up in size but not power are the 6 3/4 inch two-way 43 CSC 674s. Grills are included. They're composed of a 6 3/4 inch woofer and the same tweeter as all the others. The power stays the same as a 6½ inch, producing a maximum peak output of 300 watts and an RMS of 100 watts. These speakers have a mounting depth of 1 13/16 inches, 0 tweeter protrusion, and a mounting hole diameter of 5½ inches. They have a frequency response of 40 to 20,000 Hz and a sensitivity of 90 decibels at 1 watt at 1 meter. Okay, the final two coaxials are front and rear speakers, starting with the 6x8 inch two-way 43 CSC 684. The 6x8 inch woofer surrounds the 1/2 inch tweeter. Grills are not included, and the steel framework has 6 mounting holes on each speaker. These speakers go up in power from the 4x6 inch and produce a maximum peak output of 225 watts and an RMS of 75 watts. They have a mounting depth of 2 3/16 inches, 0 tweeter protrusion, and a mounting hole diameter of 5 by 7 3/16 inches. They have a frequency response of 45 to 20,000 Hz and a sensitivity of 90 decibels at 1 watt at 1 meter. And just remember guys, 5x7s and 6x8s are interchangeable. The final coaxial speaker in the CS line is the impressive 6x9 inch 43 CSC 6934. This is the only 3-way speaker of the entire line. The difference between 2-way and 3-way is the amount of drivers on the speaker. The 2-ways comprise of 2 drivers, the tweeter and the woofer, while the 3-way comprise of 3 drivers, the tweeter, the woofer, and the mid-range. This helps give these 6x9 inch speakers an impressive maximum peak output of 450 watts and an RMS of 150 watts. The grills are included. The 6x9 inch woofer surrounds the 1/2 inch tweeter in the 2 inch mid. The tweeter is a little different than the others. It features an electrical crystal motor magnet instead of neodymium. These 6x9 inches have a mounting depth of 3 3/16 inches, 1/16 of an inch of tweeter protrusion, and a mounting hole diameter of 5 5/8 by 8 7/16 inches. They have a frequency response of 30 to 20,000 Hz and a sensitivity of 92 decibels at 1 watt at 1 meter. Okay, let's get to components. When you purchase a component system, you don't just get the woofers. You also get 2 tweeters and 2 crossovers. The 3/4 inch titanium dome tweeters and 2-way crossovers with tweeter level control provide you with high pass and low pass filters to allow you to customize your sound to your liking. The component systems don't increase the power output of your system, they increase the quality of the sound, frequency ranges, attenuation, and mounting options. They provide you with the ultimate audio experience. CS component tweeters, the 43 CST 204s, feature neodymium magnets and 20mm titanium domes that reveal every musical detail. The 6 decibel inline crossover delivers control and seamless integration. So, is it worth it? To me, yes. I listen to a lot of music in my car and there's really no comparison between factory and aftermarket brand name speakers. Ever since we installed the component system into my car, I found excuses to drive around just to listen to music in my car. I highly recommend upgrading your factory speakers, and if you want even more bass, add an amplifier and a subwoofer. Then you'll be rockin'. That's it on the Kicker CS speaker line. Be sure to check them all out right here at qualitymobilevideo.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't. Click that like button, join the conversation below, and check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Quality Mobile Video. Thanks for watching.